Dear friends of the faith, how does one live in a context of injustice? How does one live in an environment of oppression? How does one live in a society marked by an increasing gap between the very rich and the very poor? These were the challenges to my own life and ministry. I come to you not as an archbishop, but as a simple priest to his people, the people of El Salvador. El Salvador, the land of the Savior. And like our Savior, my people have suffered oppression at the hands of the governing authorities. It has been my unwanted privilege to stand with my flock in their suffering, to comfort them in their grief, and to preside at many of the more than 60,000 funerals that have occurred in our tiny nation. And so what is the measure of our suffering? If the same percentage of people were to be killed in the United States, the great power of the North, it would translate into the deaths of nearly 2.5 million Americans. This is the degree of our suffering. I have prayed for our people during this difficult time, and I have prayed for our military and political leaders to stop this madness. And I have prayed for the political and military leaders of the United States to cease supporting policies which only exacerbate the suffering of our people. When I first became Archbishop in 1977, I enjoyed the support and favor of all of the people, from all classes of society, especially the rich, the powerful, the wealthy landowners, the business leaders, and the political and military leaders. What the affluent and the powerful wanted from me was to keep peace and harmony among all classes of people in our nation. They did not want me to encourage social unrest or to criticize the government or our economic system in any way. The rich and the powerful of El Salvador desired that I should focus my attention and my work on strictly spiritual matters and matters that only pertain to the church. I confess to you this was also my desire, to keep and promote harmony within our nation. For my training as a priest was to focus on spiritual matters, matters of the heart, to lead people to a greater devotion to God, and to help people accept their circumstances in life with a spirit of faith. It was not long, however, before I began to realize that the greatest concerns were not those that related to personal spirituality or to personal piety. Rather, the greatest concerns for both the church and the nation were social and political issues. For there can be no peace without justice. We cannot separate our personal lives from the systems in which we find ourselves, the political, social, and economic environment. We cannot come to church and fold our hands and bow our knees and pretend that we do not see the violence, the systemic violence which exists in our nation. For what is legal is not always moral.